So for this video, I am going to be showing you how to find the volume and surface area of various solids. So on this first one, we have a triangular prism. And for this, the area of my base area is going to be this triangle. That is my base area. So when I find the area of that base, they are being nice. They gave us the perpendicular height of 35, and we have the base. So to find the area of the triangle, I'm going to take my base 24 times my height 35 and divide by 2. So basically 12 times 35. So this is going to be 420 centimeters squared. Now to find the volume, I'm going to take that 420, which is the area of the base, and times it by the height. The height of this is going to be this 32. And so when I do that, I end up with 13,440 centimeters cubed. That's going to be my volume. Now for my surface area, I already know the area of the triangle in the front. That's going to be 420. I have the same in the back, so I'm going to times that by 2. And then I have 3 rectangles. I have one rectangle that is going to be, if I kind of color code here, 24. Okay, so I'm going to have that one here, which is going to be 24. Oops, sorry. 24 by 32. Then I'm going to have 2 that are going to be the same. They're both going to be like this and this one here. Those ones are going to be 37 by 32. Okay, they're going to be 37 by 32. And I have 2 of them. Okay, so I've got this twice. Okay, got that one twice. Okay, so just trying to move this. Got that twice. So when I'm working that out, okay, I'm going to be doing 420 plus my 24 times 32 plus my 37 times 32 times 2, because I'm going to have 2 of those. So I'm going to times that by 2. So I'm going to take 420 times 2 plus 24 times 32 plus 2 times my 32 times 37, and I get for my surface area, I get my surface area to be 3,976 centimeters squared. For the next one, I have when you count, there's actually 7 sides here. So it's a 7-sided polygon, and it's regular. And the nice thing is they actually gave us the height of the triangle, the isosceles triangle that makes up this. So I am going to find the area of that. So I'm going to go 9 times 9.34 divided by 2. That's going to give me one of those triangles, and I have 7 of those. So I'm going to times it by 7. So I'm going to go 9 times 9.34 divided by 2. And so that was a 42.03. And I have 7 of them. So I'm going to times it by 7. And so the area of this is going to be 294.21. That's the area of that. Now, for my volume, I'm going to take area of that base, which is 294.21. I'm going to times it by the height, which is 13. So when I times it by 13, I get 3,824.73 meters cubed. That's going to be my volume. Now, when I'm trying to find the surface area, I am going to have two of those seven-sided polygons, and I am going to have, if I draw this out here, let me get rid of that. I am going to have 7 of these rectangles. And these rectangles are going to be 13 by 9, which are 117, and I'm going to have 7 of those. So for my surface area, I am going to have 2 times 294.21 plus 7 times 117. So times 7 plus 2 times, let me just go get this, 294.21. So I end up having, as my surface area, 1,407.42 meters squared. Okay, now on the next page, I am going to have a cylinder here. So when I am trying to find the volume of this, I am going to be finding the area of the base. Okay, now the radius for this is going to be 18. So I'm going to be doing 18 squared, which is 324. So this is going to be 324 pi is what that is going to be. And so for my volume, I am going to take 324 pi. I'm going to times it by my height, which is 37. And when I do that, I get 11,988 pi feet cubed. That's going to be my volume. Now for my surface area, I'm going to have 2 of those circles, and then I have 1 rectangle. And the rectangle is going to be 37 for the height. And then when I'm going all the way around the circle, that's the circumference. And that ends up being the height, or sorry, the length of that. So let me do it in a color we can see better. So this circumference becomes that length. So the circumference of that circle with a diameter of 36 is 36 pi. I don't know why I keep getting that popping up there, sorry. Is going to be 36 pi. And so that area, I'm going to do 36 times 37. So this is going to be 1,332 pi. For my surface area, I'm going to have 2 circles at 324 pi plus my 1,332 pi. And so let me do that math. I'm going to end up getting 1,980 pi feet squared, and that's going to be my surface area. Now on the next one, we have a square-based pyramid. So the base of that is going to be 9, okay, for that. Now the bad thing is I do not have a height. Okay, the height is going to be this drawn to the center, coming out here. So I have this 11, that's our slant height. That's the height of the face of the triangle, but not of the pyramid. So when I'm trying to do that math, I'm going to have 1.5 because it's 1.5 from the center out. And I need to find my height. So I'm going to be doing 11 squared minus 1.5 squared. I'm going to get 18.75. So this is going to be the square root of 18.75 is going to be that height. So when I'm trying to find the volume, I am going to take the area of the base, which is 9, times the height, which is the square root of 118.75. I'm going to divide it by 3 because I'm going to only have a third of a prism. So I'm going to basically have 3 times the square root of 118.75. And when I put that in my calculator, I end up getting 32.69 inches cubed. Okay, that's going to be my answer. Now, the next thing we need to find is the surface area. Now, to find the surface area, I am going to need to find, make this a little thinner. I'm going to need to find the area of this triangle. Now, the area of that triangle, it's going to be nice because I actually have that 11 is the height of the triangle. That is our lateral height. So to find the area of that triangle, I'm going to take my base, which is 3, times my height, which is 11, and divide by 2. And I happen to have 4 of those because it's a square. So that's going to be 3 times 11 times 2. I'm going to get 66 for that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that with the 9. So my surface area is going to be the 66 for the 4 triangles plus the 9, and that's going to give me 75 inches cubed. Squared, because this is units squared. And that's going to be my surface area. On the next one, it's a little harder, a little more work because this one is a rectangular pyramid. So for this one, what we're going to do is we are going to, for the volume, that's going to be our easy part, our volume. So we're going to take the area of the base, which is going to be our 21 times 22, times it by the height, which is 35. Now that would be it as a prism. I'm going to divide it by 3 since it's a pyramid. So I'm really going to have 21 divided by 3 be 7. So 7 times 22 times 35. I end up with 5,390 meters cubed. That's going to be my answer for my volume. My surface area is going to be harder. I'm going to have my bottom base, okay, which is going to be 21, sorry, writing in shapes, 21. So this is for surface area. I'm going to have 21 times 22 plus, now for this, I'm actually going to need to find a couple of values. I need to find my slant height here for this side, going from here to here. So it's going to go 11 from the center, and I'm going to try to find that using Pythagorean theorem. So what I'm really trying to find here is I'm trying to find this height for my triangle that's 21. So I'm going to be doing 11 squared, which is half of the 22 from the center out to that, plus 35 squared. So that is going to be the square root of 1346. Okay. And then I also need to find, and I'm going to have, for this, I'm going to find that area, and I'm going to have two of them. Okay, two of those triangles. And then let me get rid of that. Let me draw it in a different color. Let's say I do it in purple. Then I need to find from here to here, and then I'm going this distance. So that's going to be a 10.5, and I have my 35. So I'm now going to be, for my triangle, that's a 22, trying to find that using Pythagorean. So I'm going to go 10.5 squared plus 35 squared. And I get the square root of 1335, 1335.25. And so I am going to be finding the area of these triangles. Now I'm going to have two of these triangles. Okay. And I'm going to be adding that to two of those triangles plus my rectangle. So let me do that math. So 21 times 22 plus area of my blue triangle. It's going to be two of them times 21 times the square root of 1346. And then I am going to be dividing that by 2 plus 2 times, so really those twos are going to cancel out, plus 2 times my base 22 times my square root of 1335.25, again divided by 2, so those twos are going to cancel out. And my surface area, okay, my surface area, entire surface area, is going to be 2036.35 meters squared. Okay, the next page, we are dealing with cones. Okay, and again, we're finding the volume and the surface area. So this one, I need to find that height. I'm going to be using Pythagorean. So I am going to be doing 7 squared minus 3 squared. So I'm going to get 40. So this is going to be the square root of 40. Let me make that 4 better. And so when I'm trying to find my volume, let me move this. So when I'm trying to find my volume, I am going to take the area of the base, which is going to be 9 pi. I am going to be timesing it by my height, which is root 40. And then I'm going to divide it by 3 because I do not have this whole entire thing. So that's going to be 3 pi times the square root of 40. So let me put that in my calculator. 3 pi square root of 40. I end up getting a 59 0.61. 59.61. And that's going to be meters cubed. Now, when I'm doing surface area, I have my base, my circle, that's going to be 9 pi. Then I have the sector. Now, the formula for that is pi RL. In this case, my radius, my R is 3, my lateral height is 7. So that's going to be a 21 pi. And so when I add that up, my total surface area is going to be 30 pi. That is my surface area, and that is going to be meters squared. On the next one, this one, I don't have to find my height for my volume. My area is going to be 49 pi for my base, times it by my height, 12 divided by 3, because I don't have the whole cylinder. Okay, let me get this up here. So when I'm doing this, basically 49 times 4 when I divide by the 3. So I'm going to get 196 pi feet cubed. Okay. And then when I'm trying to do my surface area, again, I'm going to have the circle. That's going to be 49 pi plus the sector. And to find that again, it's pi times r times L. So I need to find my L. So I am going to need to do Pythagorean for that. So I'm going to go 12 squared plus 4 squared. So that's going to be the square root of 160. So this is going to be pi times my radius, which is 7, times the square root of 160, which is going to be my lateral height. So let me just, so 7 pi square root of 160 plus 49 pi. Let me just put that in my calculator. So 49 plus 7 square root of 160, and then times that by pi. So I'm going to get 432. 432. Let's see. Let me just make sure I did that. 12 squared. Oh, I did 4 squared. In my calculator, it was a 7. So let me come up here. Let me redo it here. So this was 12 squared plus 449, okay, which is 193. So this is going to be a 193. That's my mistake. Sorry, 193. So this is a 193, and so is this. Okay, so 193, a 193. So let me put that into my calculator. Let me retry that. So 49 plus 7 times the square root of 193 times pi. So I'm going to get 459.45, not pi, because I already have my pi, feet squared. That's going to be my surface area. And the last one for the sphere. So for a sphere, I need to find the area of the center circle. Okay, so the area of that, 81 pi is going to be the area of that. And for volume, I'm going to times it by my height. My height is 18. Okay, my height is 18. And then I'm going to times it by 2/3. I have 2/3 of it if I'm thinking about it that way. So 2 times 81 times 18 divided by 3, I end up with 972 pi inches cubed. That's my volume. Sorry. That's my volume. Now for my surface area, it's 4 times pi times your radius, which is 9 squared. So 4 times 81, I end up with 324 pi inches squared. So hopefully that helps you out.